Oh, we're doing it?
I mean, it's recording.
Oh, shit.
I can edit it whenever. It's not a big deal.
I didn't notice. Hey guys, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Matthew.
And we are
That Damn Brand. How about that? We're here in person, as you can tell, and it sounds flawless. That's how it works.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, you always think it sounds worse than it really does.
Okay.
It's because of the internet lag. But anyway, so we're here. We're back with episode 16 of our podcast. We have a couple of, I guess, big things we want to talk about and some smaller things. But we're going to start with Twitch, as we've been streaming a bit more than, I don't want to say a bit more than normal, but trying to get on a regular schedule, I guess. So we've been streaming a bit more. Daniel is 2 followers away from 50 as of this video. He's almost there.
Pretty excited.
Yeah, it's exciting times we live in these days. And so once he gets to 50, then we can focus on getting him up to, I think it's affiliate is the first one, and then partner.
Affiliate.
Yeah, so then he can get his affiliate status, and then we can work on getting me there. But anyway, aside from our streaming, the reason why I brought up Twitch is because Twitch recently announced that they're removing the benefit from Twitch Prime of ad-free viewing, and it upset a lot of people, myself included, because I do have Twitch Prime. I don't think Daniel has.
I don't have Twitch Prime.
Yeah, he doesn't have Twitch Prime.
I don't like Amazon.
I like Amazon.
That's a different story.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it upset a lot of people. Even the big streamers who are partnered and make money off of ads are like, this is fucked up because you're basically alienating part of the base, I guess. And people were upset that now they're gonna have to watch ads even though they have Twitch Prime. So what the fuck is the point of even getting Twitch Prime?
Well, don't you still get the sub?
You do get the sub, but it's just, they're upset because the whole point of it is to have their stream be ad free or whatever for the people that have it. And so now it's just everyone's gonna have to have it. So they're saying that they're gonna stop running ads. Like if they're in control of it, they're gonna stop running ads themselves. So I mean, that just goes to show you that even the people that are making money off of it are upset by this. So I don't think it's a very good move by Twitch and Amazon to do this, especially because they just raised the price of Amazon Prime like a month ago or 2 months ago, and so that was kind of annoying because I have Amazon Prime and I do like Amazon, but that was kind of annoying. And then they do this shit. Like Jeff Bezos probably just thinks he's untouchable. So
yeah, he's an asshole.
He is. I'll agree with you on that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it sucks, but let's put it this way: are you gonna cancel Amazon Prime?
Nah.
Then why the fuck not? That's the point.
Well, yeah.
But if they can make more money off ad revenues, and people are gonna bitch, but once the storm everything's done, it's settled, people don't leave, then they're just making more money in the end of the day. So what's the motivation for them
to not do it?
To not do it. So yeah, my opinion on it sucks. You're providing a service and then taking away from raising the price and taking away perks of it.
Yeah,
it's shitty, but supply and demand. If you're not gonna, if you can do it and get away with it, then why not?
Yeah, I mean, because it's I would do it if it was one of those things where let's say it hinged on me doing it, then yeah, I would do it. But if I fucking do it and I'm the only one who fucking does it, then I'm just gonna be an idiot or whatever. So I don't know. There's a fight for your principles time, and then there's a fuck it sucks, but oh well, I'll put up with the time. And unfortunately, this is that time. So.
I disagree. That's why I don't deal with Amazon.
Well, Amazon has a lot of good benefits. It's just they should have stayed separate companies, Twitch and Amazon. But I don't know.
Amazon's buying everyone. The next thing you know, shit, Amazon's gonna have a game console or something.
Kind of surprised they don't actually.
Yeah, me too. Actually, now think about it, because that'd be a perfect streaming box, and they already have the streaming infrastructure. Yeah. So.
What if they call it the Amazon Twitch?
Let's not.
The Twitch is on.
Let's not give them ideas.
Hey, well, we're trying to come up with the shit. That way, if they decide to patent it, we can be like, we came up with that shit first. Even though it wouldn't matter, because they could just sue the shit out of us because they got billions of dollars. Anyway.
Fucking Bezos.
Yeah. Fucking Bezos. But anyway, so moving on from the ad-free Twitch Prime benefit to another Twitch-related news item, but this one's very sad actually. Last Sunday, there was a shooting at a Madden tournament in Florida where I think 4 people got killed and 2 of them were pro Madden players.
I don't know the count. I thought, yeah, you're right. It was 4. I don't know the count.
I think there were a lot more injured. I think there was like 10
injured.
10 or 11 injured, 4 people killed, 2 of them pro Madden players. At a tournament, Madden tournament, that was being broadcasted on Twitch. I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe that anybody got killed like on stream or on camera, but
no,
you can hear the gunshots.
You can hear it, but I guess they saw, because you can see the light on the guy's shirt before, like on the stream, he's playing and then you see like a red dot on him.
Oh.
But it cuts before anything happens.
Whoa.
So.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it because I don't know, like that kind of stuff really freaks me out. I mean, I watch horror movies and shit all day, but there's a difference between knowing that that's fake versus seeing somebody like actually get murdered.
I thought that was pretty crazy because I thought it was a big tournament at first, and then I found out it was a local tournament. I'm like, wow, I've been to local tournaments before and I've competed in them.
Yeah, I mean, we have friends that do tournaments all the time. Like Shiro, the guy we talked to like 2 episodes ago, I think, probably goes to tournaments fairly regularly. Does online tournaments too, and a friend of Shiro and I named Chester actually competed at Evo, and I know he does all the local tournaments. A Little Blaze Blue, like they had like fighting game tournaments at Subway or something. Like they just do stuff. Local video game tournaments are on the rise, and so the fact that it's happened at a small local tournament in Florida means that it could potentially happen anywhere. And we've been to tournaments and stuff, and so it could be us one day. It's kind of scary to think about. But our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the victims, and we're sorry that happened, and sorry for your loss. And may everyone who got killed and injured, rest in peace or recover, as is the case.
Yeah, it's a sad story. I don't know all the details because I heard that he technically broke the law with transferring the gun the way he did or something. I don't want to get too much into it because I honestly don't know much. But it's kind of scary. Yeah.
The only thing I will mention also about that is that I did see or hear that he had a mental illness and he was still able to buy a gun. That's one of the things that stuck out to me, is that a lot of people are saying that people that have mental illness should not be able to purchase firearms and weapons and stuff like that. But then here we are, somebody who has a mental illness. I'm pretty sure it was documented, and he was able to purchase a firearm, no issues, and this is what happened. So I don't want to sound like, I don't know, I don't even really know what to say other than we need to teach people, because one of the reasons that I think they said his motivation for shooting people is that he lost. Is that true?
Yeah, he lost and he came back in and he shot the guy who beat him.
Okay.
From what I understand.
Okay, so yeah. So,
don't quote me on that, but that's
right.
my understanding.
That's my understanding as well. So what I was going to say was that we need to teach people that it's okay to lose. There's this culture now that since you can compete in pretty much anything these days, that everyone wants to be the very best, everyone wants to win, but we have to teach people that it's okay to lose, and not be a bad sport about it. What?
Then you're breeding mediocrity.
No,
I don't completely agree with that.
I'm not saying don't try your best.
You should teach people to not shoot people when you lose. Well, I'm not gonna agree with the whole.
Well, okay, so I mean, I understand. You want to do your best and stuff, but sometimes it's okay to lose. There are people that are better than you. I mean, think about it.
Oh, I understand that. I forgot who. It was an NFL player who got in trouble because he told his kid that sometimes your best just isn't good enough. But that's supposed to be motivation for you to come back and
try harder,
get better,
yeah,
make your best better. And yeah, I get that. But to say like I don't know. I guess just coming from someone who's very competitive, losing's not fun, and not losing's not cool with me.
Well, I mean, so.
But I'm not gonna shoot anyone when they beat me.
Right. That's
Like,
that's the difference. Exactly. That's the difference. But that's just what I mean. Like more so than the understanding that sometimes you lose. Like it's you want to be your best, but sometimes you lose. It just happens. Occasionally, there's gonna be someone out there that's better than you. I mean, you can try all day, like play this game a lot, be very good at it, and then ultimately you lose out to someone because that's their full-time job, is to just play video games, and that's what they do. And so I don't know. I feel like unfortunately mental illness was part of it, but then also that whole like I lost, I'm just gonna kill everyone, like which I guess ties into the mental illness.
I just thought it was I don't know. I was talking to some people at work about it. And I was like, it was a local tournament, There's gonna be one next week. Like these things go on all the time. It's not. I don't know. That's kind of just how I was like. It's like there's gonna try again tomorrow. There probably is another one down the street tomorrow. Like
yeah,
they're everywhere.
He didn't need to take it to the extreme.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's where we are. So. But we'll move on from that because I think if we were to get talking, we could probably just speak on mental illness and that sort of thing for forever and ever. So we'll go ahead and move on to something still very serious, but definitely not as somber. So the Division 2 recently announced, aka Ubisoft, recently announced that they will be charging for storage in the Division 2. There are going to be, I believe, 4 or 5 different versions of the Division.
Fucking crazy. Huh?
5 or 6.
I think there's 5. I think there's the standard, which I will plan on getting because all the DLC's free. So fuck them. They fucked me with too many games already.
We'll cover that a little bit more.
Yeah. There's the gold, which comes with the year 1 pass where you get the DLC 7 days in advance. The Ultimate Edition, which is where you get the extra storage in. And then they have the Phoenix Edition and the Dark Zone Edition, which each of them comes with different statues. Which if I were to get one that wasn't standard, it would be one of the statue ones, because those statues look pretty cool, and I am a fan of the game. But they're $200, aren't they? So
yeah, I think the like highest tier one is actually $250.
Yeah, so like generic agent number 1 statue is $200. Like I don't know, that's kind of.
At least make it the villain. What's his name? Aaron Cleaner.
Yeah, like a character.
Yeah, somebody that we know, or Candle, or.
It'd be cool if you can like load in your character's features and stuff, and they like.
Oh, you
make one of your character.
That would be way too
cool.
much, like for them to do, but that would be dope. It would be one of those things where like you'd have to buy it, put in all the stuff. They'd have to make sure they have your money, and then you'd get the statue like a year later or something.
That's fine.
I'm just saying.
I know, but I think that'd be cool as shit, other than generic cover agent.
Yeah, right. True. So if anyone has this, the money but no ideas on how to make a small business, well, there you go. Make custom Division figures.
And then get sued by Ubisoft.
Or partner with Ubisoft first, like make sure you have the license or whatever, partner with them, and then, get successful. But anyway, but the point is that the Division 2 announced that they would basically be charging for more storage. And as Division players, we understand how important storage is. I mean, when we were playing just recently, maybe like 2 weeks ago, to farm some gear for Division 1, in anticipation or preparation for Division 2, we would go and do a run, a mission, whatever, and then after every run we'd have to stop and be like, okay, what do we need, what can we trash, like break shit down, like we clear out our space, make and then all right, go do it again, and then same shit, like all right, what do we need, what can we get rid of, trash, what can we save. Like inventory management is a big part of the game, and so the fact that they're making to where you can pay to have more of it, it's kind of fucked up, because the people that pay for it are obviously going to be at a higher advantage, I feel, because they can keep different gear sets and weapons and stuff, as opposed to us scrubs who won't be paying for it or whatever.
Definitely, that'll be an advantage. You can have more gear sets, granted you can actually get them, but yeah, you'll have way more gear sets. Though what I find interesting is how they put it in the top one, which is more than the gold. I think it's over $100. and when you on Green Man Gaming, you buy it on PC, it'll like the code will bring it down $200. But anyway, point being is they put it in the highest one, so you're buying the game pretty much twice just to get extra storage space, and they know there's some people out there that would do that.
A lot of people actually.
Yeah, like that's insane to me. And another funny thing is, they haven't told us how much storage yet, and they don't know how much storage is going to be in the
like
base level, like what you just get, and then how much you get for the premium. So, let's say you do have $120 to blow on the Division. It's your favorite game ever. You know you're going to get whatever money's worth. You don't even know how much you're getting. Probably you can get 5 spaces.
Yeah.
Or something stupid. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't. I don't know. They're trying to push this pre-order thing too soon. Like, and maybe that's why they're trying to do it. Maybe they're trying to lock in those pre-orders, get that money, and then disappoint people in the typical Ubisoft fashion.
Yeah. We'll cover that still, but.
Well, that's it. That's not just that game.
I
That's
know,
been every game.
I know. But just I'm saying we'll go in more depth on that in a second. But yeah, so what he's saying is correct. Like, they didn't say how much space you're gonna get. Like, if you're having to pay, $50 extra or whatever for more space, are they gonna give you double the fucking space, triple the fucking space, 5 fucking extra slots? Like, it's not gonna, like. I would be fucking pissed if I paid an extra 50 to whatever amount of dollars and they gave me 5 fucking slots. Like, hey, you paid for extra spots. Here you go, motherfucker. I'd be like, no, that shit's not cool, Ubisoft. Like, fuck. The only way I could ever see it being worthwhile is if it was some crazy fucking amount. Like, let's say the normal stash is like 50 slots. And they fucking, paying for that, they give you 250. Like, that's a hell of an increase. And for a game that's as grindy as The Division, that's where I could see it being a benefit. I'm not saying I would buy it, but
that's
I'm saying...
That's still bullshit.
Well, yeah, again, and I'm not saying it's not bullshit, but I'm just saying that's where I could see it being a benefit, is if it's something fucking substantial. If it's like 5 to 10 slots, fuck, that's ridiculous. But as we've mentioned, Ubisoft is prone to do that sort of thing. Basically just fuck the consumer wherever they can. So it's not surprising. But we do need to pre-order Division 2 so we can get access to the private beta.
We need to find out when the private beta even is. So, because I'll pre-order it like the week before or whatever. I'm not going to give them my money now.
Well, I was going to say maybe if it's one of those things where like, you have to have had pre-ordered before, I don't know, like they just drop the beta out of nowhere and then like you have to have pre-ordered the beta.
I don't think they would do that because you would
piss everybody off.
Well, you want to piss everyone. Well, you would piss people off, but you would get the craze, Like, that's why we have release dates, because you get that craze where people want to go get it, as opposed to when, you just buy it when it gets in the stores. It's a better business model, so you want to get that sort of, like, everyone's in the beta, I want the fucking, what do they call it now, FOMO?
Oh, fear of missing out,
yeah.
Yeah.
You would, they want to be able to capitalize on that. They would not do that. Ubisoft wants all the fucking money they can get.
Yeah. Ubisoft is definitely money hungry, and, I mean, honestly, I thought that we were going to miss out because when it was announced, I thought it was one of, like, how I described it, where they basically announced, hey, there's this private beta, and by the way, it's going on now.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, I was looking up, like, how to pre-order and stuff, but, like, there was no information on the private beta, and so, they were just announcing it. They didn't say that it was ongoing. But if it was ongoing, I would have pre-ordered. I was like, shit, I need to jump in this fucking beta right now.
Like what we said before, though, like with the pre-order, we don't even have enough information to make educated decisions in the fucking pre-orders. How much time did it take me to look to find out, like, okay, if this comes with the year one pass, but content's free, what the fuck are you getting? Like, it took me a while to just figure out, oh, you don't get shit.
Well,
but 7 days.
Play it for a week early or whatever. But
yeah.
And then that brings up another point that I actually talked to you about over Skype. So people on the Ubisoft or Division subreddit were saying, like, how the fuck can people get a 7-day advantage in the game, like the Division, where, like, the PvP aspect of it, if they have 7 days to play this shit early, they'll fucking be like max level, highest gear shit. And then you have the original Dark Zone all over again, where it's the people that spend the most time in the fucking game, like, don't have a life, they have the highest tier gear, and then somebody like Daniel and I, who have real jobs and come home and play games in our spare time, jump in and just get absolutely demolished because we're not able to farm anything because we weren't the ones, they didn't have the game 7 days earlier, and we're not able to just spend all day fucking playing it.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to address that, because they still haven't addressed it in the first one. Like, we still can't go into the Dark Zone without running away from every single rogue we see.
Or yeah, well, just players in general for the most part. I'm just weary of everybody because you know the fact that everyone just they're just like I'm gonna be a dick today and go rogue.
And we've farmed like not single player, but like the non-competitive versions, and we still don't have a freaking classified. I don't think either of us have a classified full gear set, and we probably have 300 hours in that fucking game or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's something ridiculous in there.
Yeah, it's kind of insane.
I know everyone says like global events. Well, we got all the fucking global events, and I got 3 of the same fucking parts. It's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
I don't even, like, that's what would discourage me from playing it now. Like, I still want to go back and get all the shields, but I don't care to be competitive in the Dark Zone anymore. Because I even try to do it the way that, like, they set up for you to do it, and they still fuck you with, like, RNG. They're like, wow, so the events come around, which are supposed to get you a set so that you can go out and be competitive, and I still don't get a fucking set. When I rolled, like, 7 times, and I had 3 of the pieces to begin with, 3 out of 6 to begin with, like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible, his luck. I was only slightly better. I think I got 1 actual piece I needed, but I'm still a couple shy of a full set, so I don't know. It's
Yeah, and you're not competitive unless you have a full set for the most part.
Yeah, because for those of you that aren't familiar with the division for the gear sets, they made it to where originally there was only, I think it only went up to 4.
4 pieces. Yeah.
And then they decided to make it 6. And when they made it 6, it's classified. And so the 5 and 6 give you extra bonuses, 6 being the best bonus. So let's say you have a 4 or 5 piece gear. I don't even think can you get 5?
Not
I think
with
it's like,
regular
it's
set.
either 4 or 6, right? Like,
There's some have 5.
okay, well,
It depends on the set.
well, anyway, but 6 is the best, essentially. So if you're running a 4 and plus like a 2, whatever, like you might be okay, but against somebody who has like a full set, you're not going to compete.
Because those bonuses are just insane. Like, they're good. They're really, really good. And when you don't have those bonuses on your side, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, I've seen it happen lots of times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, I still have high hopes for Division 2. I wasn't lucky enough to play it at E3 like you were, but
It was fun. You know, it was just a story mode, but the story mode in Division was fun. Like, I have no qualms about that. It's the Dark Zone. Like, initially, I was really into the Dark Zone. I liked it a lot. And then and I guess the gear sets really fucked it up, because when there was no gear sets, it was kind of even. And now they introduced those, and, you know, that can't damage some people.
or yeah, I remember we were playing. There were like 6 of us against 1 rogue, and he was just tanking the entire thing, running around and shit. And like, I actually got killed even though I had a fucking shield. And I'm like,
yeah. I
okay,
remember
all right, sure. Like that's fun. Ubisoft, this is fun. So
that. Yeah.
anyway, so then we'll continue talking shit about Ubisoft. We'll jump around from our little outline here, and we'll head straight into the Far Cry 5 Living Dead Zombie? What is that? What
I don't even give a shit.
Night of the Living
What it's
Zombie
called.
DLC or Living Dead Zombie DLC or anyway, it's basically Ubisoft's attempt at cashing in on the whole Walking Dead fan base and zombie craze phenomenon. It's been around for like, I don't know, probably about 10 years now. But yeah, their attempt at doing DLC for Far Cry 5 was a kind of a mismatch of zombie movie ideas.
So it's kind of like this over-the-top producer who's not really creative.
Named Guy Marvel.
Yeah, named Guy Marvel, who hunts down different producers and tries to pitch the idea to them to make it into a movie. So a lot of it's over the top, and the voices are over the top. The acting's over the top. The script's over the top. Like, everything, you know, is just like over the top. 'Cause that's what he's supposed to be. He's just supposed to be like this dude that doesn't know what he's doing and just like, bam, explosions everywhere.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, Michael Bay-ish, yeah. And I kind of felt like that character was the Ubisoft DLC development team, like, in a sense. It was like just some dude that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, can't make a coherent story, and like that was the whole DLC for me, and it pissed me off that I spent $40 extra on that because we right, it was $40.
I believe so, yeah. Because we bought the season pass.
We bought the season?
The edition that came with season pass or whatever.
Maybe it was $30 extra, but still $10 each. None of them were worth $10. The freaking zombie one you can watch if you go to my stream. because unfortunately he crashed during it, so his is broken up. But I have one stream that did the whole fucking zombie thing. Put that on fast forward, and you can watch the whole fucking thing
And
in like an hour.
I was gonna say it only took like not even 2 hours. It might have been a little bit more because you were waiting for me to get back online after I crashed and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of like playing it, like I don't think we failed any of them, right? Like we basically just
No, I don't think we failed any role.
yeah, and we pretty much always play on hard difficulties on these games. So I mean, it may have been a couple of challenging points here and there, but for the most part, we just ran through them. And so yeah, that was very disappointing. I was trying to think in terms of like how they should have ordered the DLC. I mean, the fact that the DLCs, let's just put aside for the fact that we both agree that the DLC for the game should have continued the main story. Let's
Well,
just
maybe not even continue the main story, because I do get how they're trying to end it. They end it on a, like, you don't know what's happening next, and you won't find out.
Mhm.
Maybe prequels.
So there's a shit ton of ways that they could have done something that tied into at least something in the main story. Maybe not the main story itself, side quest, and that's kind of what they did with the Mars thing, because they took some characters, Nick Herc or whatever, and the other guy, or Nick Rye and Herc. But anyway, but I was trying to think of these DLCs as standalones or whatever, and like what order they should have released them in. I feel like Zombies should have been first because it was so bad. Like it was so fucking short, so fucking like just it. When we were playing, and if you watch the stream, you'll hear me say like, "This is just the bunker from the main campaign." Like they're basically just reused their fucking assets. Like I felt like the Zombie DLC could have been missions that they pulled from Far Cry Arcade, and just made them better using their own assets or whatever. You know what I mean? Especially that one mission where fucking the Blood Dragon popped out. I was like, okay, so this is from Far Cry Blood Dragon, obviously. But yeah, it was cobbled together. Just feels like reuse nonsense.
I guess I have a different opinion than that, because you're saying that Zombies was the worst. I actually think it was the best one.
Really?
And
because it was over so fast.
Well, no, not only because of that. That was one of the main reasons that, like, and I had to suffer through it. But I felt it was at least quick and short and little things, like, mission, get point A to point B, done. Mission, point A to point B, done. Vietnam was just like a bunch of side quests, and side quests are boring. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't have a main quest, like, side quests are fun to go and do, like, every now and then, but when your whole fucking thing is side quests, that fucking sucks.
Well, that's how Mars was too. I mean, we haven't technically finished Mars yet because.
But I felt like Mars has some main quest lines in there, like, you do, which is like was a progression from the Vietnam, which was all side quests. So the Mars has a little bit of story in it. It's still a lot of side quests. Like, I agree with you. And then they finally was like, okay, let's just make them short missions where you can get to point A to point B. You do stuff in between. So I kind of felt like that was the best one, because it felt like it had a flow to it rather than just, all right, go to.
Had to do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, and like none of it really even mattered.
Well,
like Vietnam doesn't even matter. You can go point A to point B, be done.
Yeah, you really could just kind of run. I mean, it'd be hard to do because there's all the different shit going on. But yeah, you essentially could avoid everything on the map and just head to where you need to go and beat it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, like,
or less.
Don't do any of the side quests. Oh yeah, that's the thing. All the side quests are optional in Vietnam. So,
yeah. Well, I don't know if they're completely optional. You might have to rescue those two guys as part of your team, but they can be killed. And even if they get killed, like, the mission continues. Like, if they die, you don't have to restart. Like, it's just like you try to rescue them, and if they die, oh well, they're fucking dead. Like, shit happens.
So yeah, I kind of felt like at least Mars had a flow to it, while the other ones didn't.
Well, so.
But that's my opinion.
No, I mean it's a valid opinion. What I was going to say was I felt like Zombies should have came out first. Mars still should have been second, and Vietnam should have came out last. But the only reason my thinking on that was that while you said Vietnam felt like a bunch of side missions, I feel like it felt the most like a Far Cry game, like, because it reminded me a lot of 2 and 3, where it's kind of open world. There are things you need to do, but you're not specifically going to, like with Mars, it was like, go here to recover this guy's body, or oh shit,
Yeah.
that's unusual. Okay, just make sure it's still recording. Huh. All right, and take 2. Yes, edit. Okay, so let's go with
Mars, you felt like some shit.
Yeah. Let me go back. Let me think, because I was like right in the middle of my train of thought. So with Mars, you kind of just got sent to like go rescue Herc's body or whatever, or kill the whatever the hell they were called, Queens. Versus in Vietnam, it felt more like a Far Cry 2 or Far Cry 3, where it's just open world and you just kind of go around, do whatever you want and whatever you want in whatever order that you want. And so that to me, it felt more like Far Cry versus the other ones. And that's kind of what we were getting. That's kind of what I was getting at, was that the DLC for the game should have been more of a Far Cry experience. The zombies to me felt so much like the Far Cry Arcade that they could have just been Far Cry Arcade official Ubisoft missions without being DLC. And there are pretty good Far Cry 5 missions out there. Some of them are by Ubisoft, but then there are a lot by people that create them. So if you're looking for something like the Far Cry 5 Zombie DLC, but you don't have the Season Pass, my recommendation would be to go to the arcade and look around.
I agree with you that the Vietnam was probably the most to a traditional Far Cry experience. But I don't know if that's what Ubisoft is trying to push at this point, because they did introduce the arcade, and the arcade is something that they were showing off a lot. So I think that's something they really want to push. So maybe, so I don't.
Well, then, so to me, that just screams that zombies shouldn't have been DLC. It should have just been arcade missions.
I don't think any of them should have been DLC. But that's just.
Well, yeah. No, true. I mean, I'll agree with that too. Like, this is probably the weakest. Well, I don't want to say that, but it feels like the weakest DLC that I've played, at least in a very long time. Can you think of anything off the top of your head, like the super weak DLC? Fucking.
No, I can think of a
Call
lot
of Duty.
I can think of a lot of weak DLC, but I can't think of anything that's as weak.
Yeah, it's been a while, but
It's been a while.
But yeah, this is.
Even like Narco Road was better than those.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's another Ubisoft game.
Yeah,
that's funny that all this shit that we were talking about is fucking Ubisoft.
Which is why I personally, I've told them already, I'm not buying any fucking more season pass from Ubisoft. Fuck them. They do pretty good like base games, but you can totally tell the DLC is just cash grabs. So I'm gonna wait for the reviews, wait for the Steam sales, and yeah, it's not.
Well, and we actually, that's something we did do with Ghost Recon. We picked up Narco Road and Fallen Ghosts and whatever the other one was. We picked that up.
It was only those two.
Okay, well we picked those up during one of the sales for cheaper. We didn't have the season pass or whatever, so.
And Fallen Ghosts was good though.
That DLC was good. Narco Road, fuck man, that was like a Mountain Dew Dorito filled adventure that was not worthy of the Ghost Recon name, but. The Splinter Cell mission was cool for it being free.
Yeah, but that's not really.
I know, but I'm just saying. Anyway, so that's Ubisoft. We discussed that to death. We could probably do an entire podcast just talking shit about Ubisoft.
No, that'd be easy.
It would, and it'd probably run for like 6 hours. But so we'll move on from that as well and talk about something that I know Daniel is very excited about: the RTX graphics cards.
So I made a mistake last time. I said. Well, I misspoke, I guess. I said that they were supposed to be 6 times faster. What I meant to say was 6 times faster in ray tracing. Apparently they range from 35 to 125%. I don't know if we should jump that part. It's not that funny.
Yeah, we'll keep that in. Fuck it.
So, what people are saying, like the real people who are like looking at finding benchmarks that have been leaked or whatever, like the 1080 Ti looks to be slightly weaker than the 2080. So if you have a 1080 Ti, you probably don't want to upgrade because the only upgrade would be the
ray tracing.
Yeah, they got ray tracing, and right now only 5 games use ray tracing.
I think the article said 11 were announced, but 5 that are coming out. But
yeah.
Anyway.
And right now, Tomb Raider with the $1,200 one can only run at 60 frames, 120 or 180.
1080.
1080. I'm sorry. Yes, 1080p, 60 frames while ray tracing is on. So I don't. I don't know. I like playing 2K. Like it doesn't appeal to me at this point. Maybe next generation or the generation after that when they get up to par with current monitors. But I'm actually, I know we have. Let's just talk about RTX, then we can get into the
Sure,
other one.
sure.
We have actually different opinions on this, which is why I want to bring this up. I'm actually pretty stoked about ray tracing. I think the technology is not there yet, so I think it's stupid that they are doing what they're doing. But there is like a Titan level shit, because they release Titans, and who buys those? The super enthusiasts. So there is a market for it, and I understand why they're doing it. It's not for everyone, and I don't want to sound like I'm defending them, because I'm really not. But I'm just saying there's some logic to it, and I don't feel like these new cards are replacing the old ones. A 1060 is still good. A 1050 is still good. A 1070 is still good. Like, that's still a 1080p card. I think it's more adding a tier on top of the current ones, because the current ones are not outdated yet. And I think it's going to be good for people who are looking for an upgrade, because when the new ones come out, the old ones are going to get cheaper, trying to push the newer ones.
Which is what
I'm trying to push trying to push the older ones out. And I actually saw a video today before I came over saying that I already knew NVIDIA had a lot of extra stock. We've discussed this before because of the mining. What I didn't know is that like Asus, Gigabyte, PNY, all the people who buy the
graphics cards to overclock them and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
make their own versions
to
of
make
it.
the third-party ones.
Yeah.
Are actually on contract to buy those off them, even though there's an overstock. So all these guys are still going to be making, like, they still have a shitload of these 10 series cards that are on contract moving. So they're going to get cheap.
And that's what I was gonna say. That's what I'm waiting for. Like, I'm waiting for the 1080 to drop, or 1080 Ti. If it's like $200 to $300, I'll probably get it. And you're probably, anyone's watching is probably thinking like, why don't you just save another $200 to $300 and get the RTX? Well, because that's $200 or $300. Like, I recently upgraded my PC, and plus I have to get ready for the Ryzen chips, Ryzen 2 or whatever to come out. Or Zen 2, sorry.
Zen 2, yes.
Yeah, Zen 2 is what I meant to say. Yeah, Zen 2 architecture chips coming out, so that I need to get that too. So I can't be spending all this money on everything. But like you said, the 1080s aren't phased out yet, so I feel like that'd be a hell of an upgrade.
1080 Ti is pretty much a 1080 or 2080.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't care about ray tracing, you're good.
Yeah, which why he brought up originally, how we differ in opinion. Like,
I actually think it's fucking awesome.
So I don't give it like. I'm not saying that it's not awesome. What happened is he showed me an article, which we'll also talk about here in a sec, on Tom's Hardware, that showed a picture of it from I guess they were showing off Battlefield 5 of the ray tracing, and it was basically fire reflecting off the glossiness of like this car or whatever. With the ray tracing, you can see the fire reflected, it looks badass, and then the next picture you look and like the fire is not reflected. And I was like, what do you fucking do? Like, don't get me wrong, it looks cool, but does it justify spending whatever X amount extra dollars? Like, to me, no, it does not. But like you said, I do agree that there is a market for that. There are the enthusiasts that are like, oh, I want it to look as realistic as possible, and hell yeah, like that's my shit. And so like I can appreciate its value, but to me, I could care less. As long as my 1080 can still run the game at 60 frames or whatever and not stutter. So
yeah, so like I'm not gonna upgrade my 1080 for the next series, because it'll be a marginal upgrade for me, and there's no point to spend that much money over a marginal upgrade. I am looking forward to when they do get those cards up to 2K, like I say, or maybe 4K. Maybe 4K monitors come a long way then, and that'll move up to 4K, maybe 4K ultra wide by then. I don't know, but I am looking forward to using the ray tracing, and maybe if I didn't have a 1080, I would consider that, because I have considered a Titan in the past. I never bought one because that's a fuck ton of money, but this is, I think it's cool. For people who understand the tech behind it, know that it is a huge leap in technology. Like, that's kind of shit that we couldn't even do, off of one card before. So it's awesome. I'm really looking forward to what to come. This generation, I think, is more as a early adoption, like with anything. People want the best and they'll buy it, but I guess this is the enthusiasts version of it, but the prosumer version hasn't come out yet, and that's what I'm waiting for. I would consider myself a prosumer, not an enthusiast.
So, can you explain what a prosumer is in case anyone's not familiar with that term?
Pretty much someone who's willing to spend more money than the average person, but not like when the tech first comes out and it's ridiculous. If that makes sense.
So, like mid-range,
Not
middle of the road type.
Like, I'll get. I won't pay $10,000 for a blue or for a 3D TV, but I would pay $4, and that's still more than most other people.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like that's what it is. Like,
right.
Maybe not that. I just wanted to use that example, but that's the point I'm making.
Okay.
So yeah, there's like in tech, there's like there's enthusiasts which buy it like as soon as it comes out, that it's the new thing, whatever. Prosumer, when they say like, okay, now it's functional, the kinks are there. It's still kind of expensive, but it's still new. And then consumer is when it gets to like super mainstream.
Got it.
So I would consider myself a prosumer, where I'll buy stuff when the kinks are worked out, or when it gets to the level that I want it to be on, and not just buy it because it's the newest thing out.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. Cool. Well, so getting back to the Tom's Hardware article, Daniel brought this to my opinion, he brought this to my attention when he showed up today, and that article will be linked in the description down below, so you can check it out for yourself.
It's pretty funny.
It's really funny. It reads like a crazy shill for the RTX cards. Like, you would think that the guy fucking works at NVIDIA or is at least in their pockets.
We should have looked around like Tom's Hardware a little bit just to see if like NVIDIA ads are everywhere, because we only looked at the one page.
And I have ad blocker installed, so you wouldn't even have saw it. But yeah, so if it's possible. But yeah, so the point, the line that he mentioned, like 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago or whatever, about the 35 to 125% better performance, like that was in the article. Like, what? That's such a huge fucking range. Like, yeah. What is it? Is it 35% better or is it 125% better? Like, these RTX cards, like, I kind of want them to come out already just so we can get the hard facts, on what it is, because everyone's saying these numbers and this and this and ray tracing that, and so it's like finally when they'll come out we'll be able to have legitimate tests and benchmarks and all that stuff, and so we won't have 35 to 100.
That's ridiculous.
It's super ridiculous. But yeah, it's that article is definitely worth your time, if not for anything else but to have a good laugh. So like I said, it's in the description, and click on that and check it out.
The article's so bad that the German Tom's Hardware came out. Well, first I should say the German Tom's Hardware is not affiliated with the American Tom's Hardware. And the article's so bad that the German Tom's Hardware had to come out and say in a statement, we are not affiliated with them. Yeah, so it's pretty bad. You guys need to read it.
That's when you know it's bad, when people were like, I don't have anything to do with that shit. Yeah, so check that out. It's worth your time. And then, so we're coming to the end here, but there's just one more thing I wanted to mention, unless you wanted to speak of anything else on that Tom's Hardware or the RTX or anything.
No, it was a total show piece. It was interesting how he talked crap about his unemployee, saying that they don't understand. I thought it was funny how he said, "Oh, when you're on your deathbed, how much do you want to remember your life in ray tracing?"
Yeah, like how much time do you want to have spent like playing games that have ray tracing or something?
Well, no, it said in your life. So technically, if ray tracing is just the realistic simulation of light, we spend ray tracing every day, like in life. So
it's a fucking great read. Just go check it out. But yeah, so all right. The other thing I wanted to mention was Sega recently came out. I think it was Monday. They announced Streets of Rage 4. It's been like 20 fucking years since Streets of Rage 3, and I mean, it seemed like it was one of those out of left field announcements, but I'm super excited about it. Like, Streets of Rage is one of my favorite games, like, from that era. I was a big fan of like the side-scrolling beat 'em up, like Simpsons and Turtles, and like Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo was probably in my top 5, maybe top 10. But
Turtles in Time is my favorite arcade game.
Yeah, and then Streets of Rage was fucking cool. Like, I mean, its legacy still lives on today. Like, I'm pretty sure they took characters from that game and put them in like Street Fighter and some of this stuff.
That was just recent though. Maybe that's promotion for the new game.
I
Now
mean,
that we see like
where it's going. Like
Yeah.
at the time, it was probably like, why would they do this? But yeah, now we're like, aha, we see it.
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm hyped for that. Streets of Rage 4. It seems like it'd be cool.
I didn't see the trailer, but I did see the announcement. Is it like a full blown like $60 release, or is it like a
I don't know.
$10 marketplace game?
I don't know. All I saw actually was screenshots, and it looked cool. So you know, I'm not. I don't imagine it would be a $60 game
I can't either.
because nowadays, you know, and since everything's in 3D and VR,
That's what I was wondering. Like,
if they're gonna do a 16-bit game, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be able to get like, you know, the full price for it, like $60 or whatever. But and then that's,
I don't know if they made it fucking massive.
True. But I mean, essentially, like as fun as those games are, they do get fucking repetitive after a while.
Or maybe it'd be like not 60, but maybe it'd be 30, but it's still a disc release and but just be a massive game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't know if we knew.
No, I'm not sure, but
I'm okay. So you say you're excited about it. I'm cautious about it.
Well,
I don't know. Like my favorite N64 game of all time is Perfect Dark, and then they brought it back, and it sucked. Perfect Dark Zero was not good.
I didn't think Perfect Dark Zero was bad per se. It was definitely not like a Perfect Dark game.
No, well,
they
that's
should
the
have
thing.
called it something else.
Yeah, like okay, if it was a game that stood on its own, yes, but when you have expectations to it, it changes the way you think of it because you expected something and you didn't get it, so it does mold your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing back games like that old, I haven't been a fan of like the new ones because they don't seem they're never the same people working on them. So it's
Yeah, because it's people that were kids that played the games and then now they're making games and they're like, hey, I want to make a sequel to a game that I loved as a kid, and then you know they're biased from the get go, and they try to make a good game, but they have to also try to please their bosses, and so
I don't know. Well, I don't know all the reasons. I just know I'm cautious about it because I can't think of one like super reboot, like big reboot recently, or even continuation.
I mean, the DMC, like the Devil May Cry, whatever that they did, probably about 5 years ago, gets shit on a lot.
You're talking about the reboot.
Yes, with like the emo-looking Dante
Yeah, I know what you're
with the
talking
black hair. Yeah, it gets shit on a lot. I actually really did like that game. Like, I thought it was a lot of fun. It's not the same, but you could tell they tried to, you know, give it their best, and they treated the series kindly. Like I know, like I said, he gets shit on, but he does get the white hair when he fucking transforms. Or
I
whatever.
wouldn't
Like,
consider that like when I'm talking about like bringing back like maybe like Banjo-Kazooie, bringing back like something that's.
Well,
from
because you
that-
said reboots, that's what brought it up.
I meant like I guess games 15 years old.
Oh, like so, like the Toe Jam and Earl that they're supposed to
yeah,
be
like Toe
making.
Jam and Earl exactly. I think it's 4.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because 3 was on Xbox. So yeah, like who on there that actually was
Around or alive.
understood the original concept is gonna work on this.
Yeah.
That's why I get cautious because I've been excited for that a few times and then you realize that the team's not the same. Like while you're playing it, you're like, why is this so different? It's because no one fucking knew what the original team wanted to do. So I don't know. I think it's cool. I spent a lot of time playing Street Rage 2. So those are fond memories. I hope it's for the best.
Yeah, I hope it's good as well. Like, you know, we'll see.
We'll find out, yeah.
Ultimately.
Probably be a game that we pick up.
Yeah. Especially if there's online co-op. I don't imagine that nowadays, like, it seems like nowadays online co-op should be fucking standard.
But it's not.
It isn't. I know it isn't. But
That's
I'm
what's
just saying
weird.
it should be.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, because, when they re-released Turtles and X-Men on, like, Xbox Live Arcade, it had fucking online co-op. So they're making this game from fucking scratch. Like, they don't even have to, like, port it in or whatever. They can just, you know, put it in from the beginning. So if it doesn't, then that's kind of a...
I think it will, though, because it does have Sega's backing.
Yeah. But,
Turtle had Microsoft's backing, so...
Yep. Well, alright, guys. We're running a little long here, so we'll probably cut it off. But we just want to give you another quick thank you for your support. Like I said at the beginning, Daniel's close to 50. He's on the path to affiliate. I'm slowly getting there. But we also got back to 100 subscribers on YouTube.
I saw that today.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there, and
people are leaving us.
because they didn't win our contest, bastards. But anyway, thank you for those of you who did stick around. But what I was going to say also was we're coming up on 1 year, actually, 1 year of that damn brand, and so we just wanted to thank you guys for sticking around and watching us and supporting us and coming into our Twitch streams and chatting. Like, even if you just come in and lurk, it still does mean a lot. It's obviously, if you say something, we'll do our best to try and acknowledge you. But if you want to just lurk and support from the shadows, we're cool with that too.
It helps boost our stats.
Every little bit helps, and so we're all for that. But so thank you guys very much for sticking around by us, and hopefully we'll just continue to grow. And by this time next year, we'll be saying 200 or more plus, and that sort of thing. So let's hope for the best. Thanks for sticking around for this episode. I've been Matthew.
I've been Daniel.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Laters.
Bye.